This is not something that people really talk about that much in the process of being on a spiritual journey. We're all on a spiritual journey, but being in the process of waking up to the truth of who you are, to becoming the light that you truly are, to stepping into your soul sovereignty, to deconditioning your mind from the programming that has once kept you thinking that you are anything less than you are. And that's, oh, I have chills just thinking about this. And I took my shoes off so I could be really grounded for this message, because that's what I've really been needing, is to feel grounded in what's happening in my perceived reality, because it relates with this message. And so it's the topic of how people don't know how to react in response to you when you are embodying your light, when you are embodying the truth of who you are. And oftentimes they will get so triggered by you and they will push you away, and they will not even really realize the real cause of why they are doing it. And this topic was inspired by something that I spoke about with my therapist today, and also there was this person that was camping with us here on the farm. He's doing so I live on a horse farm here in Italy, and I volunteer / work for free on the farm by choice, because I love it and I've been here long term. But we offer short-term stays for volunteers to come by and to just spend the night on the farm and whatnot. And so recently I've been attracting, from my own perspective, been able to have these connections with people who are very awake and very aware and on this journey of self-discovery. And so this individual was saying, you can be like a lighthouse, and people will be attracted to coming to the lighthouse, but then when they arrive there, they're like, I don't know what to do with this light. It's so bright. Like, what am I supposed to do? And then my therapist today is saying, you can be, when you're the most healed person or the most conscious person in an area, is you can, and it feels weird saying, because I don't mean this from an egotistical way. I just mean this because it's really relatable and I think important to talk about. And it's not like you're ever better than anyone ever, but you can just be in different places in your journey. And so she was saying, you're like the fire, right? And the other people would maybe be the bugs that are attracted to the light, but when they get there to this campfire, they're not able to process the heat that's coming from the light, and they're having this reaction and they're flying away and they're getting all chaotic. And so that could happen to you. And people might want to take your light. They might see it and not even consciously do it. Maybe some people are conscious enough to, or strategic enough to try to take it, but a lot of times it won't be conscious, and someone might be going through something and they will want to take a bit of your light, take a bit of what you've worked to do, to undo, to remember, and they're like, I need it, I want it. And so they might get close to you and they might drain you. And so what I was speaking about today with my therapist, who I'm really grateful for, I've been on a journey of learning to trust having someone like a therapist in my world, because oftentimes what I've experienced in the past is just that they weren't there on these thought patterns with me, but this one can really meet me there, which is so wonderful. So grateful for you if you're watching. And we were talking about soul sovereignty and how important it is to be able to stay in your soul sovereignty and to never really let anyone into that. No one, I was thinking I asked, when do you know when to let someone pass your emotional field, which your emotional field can be, right here around your body. When do you know to let people in further? And she was saying, you don't really ever have to. You don't have to let people into your light. They don't have to experience what it's like on the inside there, because that's when people can take from it, and that's when people can alter your vibration, your frequency, your way of being. But if they can only meet you at your emotional body, then they still get your essence. They still can benefit from you lighting up the room. They can still do their reactions of pushing you away and getting triggered and thinking you're the problem and thinking all these things, because you're mirroring to them what their potential is, what they can work on, what is maybe unseen, unheard, unspoken within their own perceived reality, within their own being. But that's okay, because if you're not letting them into your soul sovereignty, into your essence, then they can't affect you. You can just be, and you can witness. And we also have new guests right now, so the one that I really enjoyed speaking with has left, but we just got some new ones. And these two that are now parked next to me are also, they're reading Reality Transurfing. And if you've been here for a while, you know that's something that I talk about a lot and teach on a lot, is what I learned from the material within that book. And when I saw that on their table, I was like, oh, I like you guys. But yeah, we were talking about a lot, but what was I going to mention that we were talking about? I don't really remember what it was exactly that we were talking about that I wanted to share right now, but I think it was good, so let me check. So we were talking about this person who is an author and a psychologist and has a documentary made about him. I don't know his name, but he was alive during the Holocaust and was in a certain concentration camp, from my understanding, and he found his experience to be almost enjoyable, from what I was told about this guy's story, and felt that he came out a better person than when he went in, because of the journey that he chose to go on, which was embracing the awareness that he is and embodying that, and choosing to observe the chaos around him, and choosing to observe the horrible things that were happening, and how, you know, from a psychologist's perspective, how that was affecting other people, and taking inventory of that, and how that, like, they allowed that to, you know, play out in the rest of their human experience. But through his dedication and commitment to remaining the awareness and remaining in this mindful state, he was able to find the process somewhat enjoyable, from my understanding. I haven't read it, I haven't watched it, but we were talking about this today. And so when you're in your soul sovereignty, in your essence, the truth of who we are is the awareness of our experience. And so when we can embody the awareness, we are embodying the truth of who we are. And so when you are going through all this chaos and all these emotions and all these dynamics and all these responses and all these projections and all these things that happen in community, happen in relationship, happen in jobs, happen in friendships, in family, when you can start to just take a step back and become the observer of this, you start to become the truth of who you are in this. And that might trigger them more. You know, something that you're supposed to do with narcissists is you're not supposed to respond. You're not supposed to react to what they're saying and doing, because that just adds more fuel to the flame. That allows it to get stronger and stronger and stronger for them, and it allows them to go down that deeper journey of victimhood. And so rather than getting caught up in the chaos that is around you, that is maybe caused from your journey of awakening and remembering, you can just be, and you can send the people who are responding to you in this way love, because we're all here just trying to figure it out. We're all on earth just trying to remember what we're doing here and why we're here, and the truth of who we are, and like, what is our purpose, and how do we be happy, and how do we be healthy, and how do we find love, and how do we maintain love, and how do we, you know, we're just trying to figure it out. We're not so different at the root of it all. And at the root of it all, we're really all just one infinite consciousness. And so when you can remember that we're all just one infinite consciousness and we're just mirrors of each other, then there's no more blame. And when you can start to take responsibility for your own experience and start to take responsibility for your life, then you can change your life. You can find that happiness and abundance and joy and love and health that you desire. But it all starts with you. It all starts with you taking responsibility, you choosing to remain in your soul sovereignty, you protecting yourself, you understanding that anything that you are triggered by is on you, taking the blame off of other people, no longer resting in the victimhood, and knowing that you are in control over how you respond to life. And that when you start acting on that, from a place of the truth of who you are, you can jump timelines, you can quantum leap, you can get everything that your soul wants, the truth of who you are wants, your soul's purpose and mission for being here on earth. You can live a life of true fulfillment. It's all available to you, but no one else will do it for you. No one else will do it for you. When that sinks in, it's like when the magic starts to begin. Because then you get to realize, like, wow, okay, it's on me. What can you do right now in this moment? Where can you put your focus to go down this path of creating this space for yourself, this way of being for yourself, this awareness for yourself, and start to recognize more and more and more that nothing's happening to you, everything's happening for you. Even if people are responding to you in a way that, you know, is from their triggers and from their projections and whatnot, because of the change that you're experiencing within your being and your field, because of the way that you're waking up, how can you see that everything that you feel in response to that is your responsibility? How can you start to shift that? Really, it's the awareness around it, the awareness that all the triggers that you're feeling are up to you to alchemize by sending it love and acceptance and bringing the truth through, and knowing that you can just be the observer and send love and acceptance to those who are having that experience to you, because you are serving them in the way that is for their highest good when you remain in your highest truth. Boom. That's the message for today. That was a nice one, and a really nice one to just kind of walk myself through as well. Like when I've been having all these wonderful mirrors and conversations with people that have assisted me in dealing with, you know, this topic that's happening in my own life. And it allows me to see clearly and to love and accept all that are involved in this perceived reality of this current circumstance. And it really is a beautiful experience because there's so much contrast. There's so much room to grow and to expand because of it for everybody involved. And so I hope that landed. And if it did, please give this a thumbs up if you like this video. If you're new here, please subscribe. If you want to leave a comment and you don't know what to say, you can say hello to Zima. I don't know if you guys have seen her at all, but she has been patrolling. She's been watching over me for quite a while now, a couple months, and I just adore her. She will remain with the farm because she is really like the main bitch in charge of all the dogs, and there are 60 dogs here. And when I go back on the road, I'm hoping to have this puppy. I don't know if the mom's pregnant yet. We're just kind of thinking that she might be based off of the intercourse that happened when she was in heat. But if that's the case, I will adopt one of these guardian dogs to be with me in Arlo. And it's interesting, I've been having like communication with him and like saying, okay, like if you come, like I would love if you can watch over me and Arlo, if you and Arlo can get along, if you guys can be happy brothers together, if you can also watch over Duchess if she's with us, which is this kitty who claimed me in my van, and Arlo. And even Zima, they were kind of cuddling the other day too. And so we'll see. I really am excited to go to the States soon, and I'm excited to hopefully have the van fixed and to go to Ireland soon and to continue adventuring and just to see where life takes me. But I'm also loving here and loving all the contrast here, but also all the wonderful new people that are coming, loving, you know, the farm owner and just all the visions that she has. Like, it's been such a wonderful experience to be here. And the last thing that I'll mention, let me see if it's still recording, is the experience that I had the other day. I was telling my therapist about this. It's like I was talking about my spiritual awakening and how I nearly died from flipping my car over 3 times, and that was 10 years ago, and somehow this magic tree stump stopped it. And in that moment I felt like I had someone watching over me. Like the way that the accident happened, I should have, from what it looked like, just continued flying into the building and died. But I remember thinking, like, someone's watching over me, I have a purpose. And as I was telling this story on camera the other day, even though it wasn't recording, Ladybug, the horse that I just rescued with the help of you guys, came around my back, and I didn't even really realize, and then she like wrapped her head around me. And I was crying when I was telling the story earlier, because it felt like she was telling me, like, this is part of your purpose, like me and you know, doing this fundraiser, and her baby in her belly, and Chaos, like, gonna be my horse when he's born, and just going down this journey of animals and travel and making these videos. And it's so exciting. It's so exciting, and it's so unknown, and there's so much room and opportunity for what could be. And I love having the mindset that is allowing this to be whatever it could be, because I choose what my soul wants and I surrender the rest. And so if that feels right for you, you can say that with me. I choose with my free will and my complete knowingness and the oneness that we all are, that I choose to live my soul's mission and purpose here on earth. I choose to be in my soul sovereignty, and I choose to surrender everything that is not of the highest truth and that is not for my highest good. Thank you, and so it is. Okay, I will leave you with that. We should do that more at the end of these videos. If you want me to do a little prayer, mantra thing like that at the end of these videos, let me know in the comments. And if you want to sign up for my programs, I have 21 days to rewire your mind, which is all about rewiring your mind, stepping into your chosen timeline, and healing your nervous system. Because when we're doing the visualizations of the chosen timeline, it naturally rewires your brain and heals your nervous system. It's how I healed my body from chronic illness. It's how I healed from chronic inflammatory response syndrome. How I was able to leave my house again, because I couldn't even leave my house because of mold and EMF and chemicals and Lyme disease. And so this program is really, really special to me. And then I also have 21 days to know your divine guidance, where you go into your heart space and you become familiar with your angels and guides. Hopefully the wind's not too loud. And you start that communication with them and start to learn what your soul wants, what your heart wants, like where, you know, would be most soul aligned for you to go in life, how to make decisions big and small from that heart-centered place. That's all in that program. And if you want to work one-on-one with me, that is currently available at this time as well. With all that being said, I will see you in tomorrow's video. Bye.